We welcome you to Raleigh, North Carolina for the NCISAA 1A State Championship between the Kings of Victory Christian taking on their conference foe, the Falcons of United Faith. This is the 1A classification, folks. The first of 4 state championships this weekend here at Ravenscroft School. I'm Kendall Lewis, joined by Reginald Walker Jr. here tonight on BayHackleSports.com. We're glad you're tuned in from wherever you may be. And this should be a fun-filled matchup as we take a look at these two teams, our player to watch. For Victory Christian, Reggie, it all starts with Xavier Perry, and these two teams have already played twice this year.
Yeah, it's going to be key for Xavier Perry to keep his foot on the gas, keep his team rolling, all gas, no brakes, as they say. His ability to score it at all 3 levels going to be key. High IQ guy as well. He's the reason that they go essentially when that basketball's in his hands.
You see it right there, 4 assists per game. He puts guys in great position. On the other side for United Faith, J.D. Bowden, a junior. This guy's attracting all kinds of Division I interest, and you can see why right there.
Yeah, super athletic. But the thing about him this year, he's matured so much in terms of his ability to go to another level, take it to another gear. His development and maturity, and then shot selection has been impeccable as well. He's absolutely the reason that this basketball team is going where they are, and his leadership will be key in this game tonight.
United Faith lost in the state championship last year. They say unfinished business all season long. That's been the motto for this team. And you look at the state playoff bracket, and these two teams out of the same conference, Reggie, the NCISAA Southern Piedmont, and they meet for the 3rd time, the rubber match in the state championship.
And you know these teams know each other when both coaches, we talked to both coaches, and the first thing both of them said, one said we got to stop Perry. Obviously the coaching staff from United Faith said that. And then on the other side, the Victory Christian coaching staff, what do you think they said? We got to get Bowden under control. So that's how you know that these two teams understand each other very, very well.
Isaiah Sutherland, super athletic, going to jump it up for United Faith, who will be in the white uniforms. Victory Christian in the black with the blue trim. We are ready for tip-off. The first of 4 state championships here this weekend. The 1A leading us off, Carlos Marshall, the freshman, will jump it up for Victory Christian. And we are underway here on this Friday night. Glad to have you tuned in with us on BayHackleSports.com. United Faith will control the rock first. This is Logan Johnson, just a sophomore playing significant minutes. Oh, nice back cut. And right out of the gate, J.D. Bowden.
Yeah, both of these teams have multiple guys that will make those kinds of reads and make the right pass in the right situation. You've got to consistently on both ends of the floor defensively keep your eyes on the basketball and be in the right spot.
And Sutherland steps in front of the passing lane and takes it away. That is a guy that is a Winston-Salem State signee. Had all kinds of interest. This one poked loose right into the hands of Miles Smith, coast to coast. Knocked out of his hands. It's going to stay with the Kings of Victory Christian. You take a second look.
Yeah, that's actually a really nice defensive play right there by Dylan DeLuca, knocking that basketball away, not allowing a layup.
Elias Bowser will trigger it in for the Kings. Open look from 3, you betcha. Carlos Marshall.
Sutherland's got to adjust out to that. Marshall's a big guy that can stretch you, and Sutherland's going to have to guard him beyond that 3-point line.
Dylan DeLuca surveys the floor. He'll give it up. DJ Boyce, number 3 in white, an absolute sniper, 46% from 3. Floater off, second chance, knocked out of the hands of Sutherland, and it's going to stay with United Faith. Just over a minute into the first quarter here in the NCISAA 1A state title. And now the officials with a quick word. Baseline out of bounds coming up for the Falcons. we'll have 3 games right here on BayHackleSports.com beginning at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Here from Raleigh, North Carolina. Oh, good deflection. Whitfield, the back pass, and the flush. Miles Smith, showtime.
That is well done on the defensive end of the floor, getting the steal there by Whitfield, and then the nice leave pass for the big guy.
Sutherland sizing up his man. He'll give it up to J.D. Bowden. Bowden, shake and bake. Oh, quick crossover. The kick, Boyce, he can stroke it. And just off the mark, rebound pulled in by Marshall. Both these teams uber athletic, out of the same conference. They split in the regular season. Both of those games decided by a combined single digits.
Perry was trying to come and get the basketball there. Logan Johnson giving him all kinds of problems getting to the basketball, and they get Logan Johnson on the foul there.
Well, first team foul on the Falcons of United Faith. Victory Christian leading 5-2 here early. Xavier Perry, our player to watch. Behind the back pass, finds Smith out top. He'll streak to the rack, and he draws the contacts.
Yeah, I think they're going to get DeLuca there on the reach. Across the arm there. Yep, you see it right there on the way up.
Well, Miles Smith to the charity stripe, 6'4" junior. Yeah, this is a guy that we were talking with both of these coaches that does a little bit of everything for this team. Ortho Carolina is proud to serve as the official orthopedic care provider of the NCISAA. Ortho Carolina is committed to empowering those who may be impacted by injuries. In partnership with the HURT mobile app, Ortho Carolina provides free, on-the-go, real-time access to orthopedic specialists 365 days a year. Prepare yourself now for those unexpected moments by downloading the HURT app. Ortho Carolina, committed to being the better choice. Once again, Kendall Lewis, Reggie Walker here with you on BayHackleSports.com. Maybe a little jitters here, Reggie, the first couple of minutes from both teams.
Well, that's what you have to manage in a moment like this, in a game like this. You have to manage the early going of the basketball game. Get your feet under you. Don't let the moment be too big, and then get your team going once you obviously make a couple of plays early on.
Smith looking up the floor. Bowden took it away on the steal in the open floor. Bowden kicks. Boyce from 3. Tapped around, fight for the rebound. Marshall has it again. The freshman's been good here early. Perry will dial it up from distance. Both teams a little bit cold from 3. And we mentioned DJ Boyce Jr. for United Faith is a 46% three-point shooter. Good take by DeLuca as he lays it off glass.
Yeah, they really needed that. They just kind of needed a bucket right there. Nice job by DeLuca attacking on that baseline. They work on that consistently. You get the ball in the corner, three-point line, obviously, and in. They want to attack that baseline and score right there. DeLuca does it that time.
Perry had the shot altered. Sutherland collects the rebound. Here comes Bowden. Bowden the drop-off. DeLuca the finish.
DeLuca looks at his left hand as if to say, I got fouled too, Mr. Official. Nice job on the catch and the finish there for DeLuca. 4 quick points, and his team has the lead.
That's a guy that Coach Holloway told us is the Swiss Army knife of this United Faith team. Smith on the jumper, spins off. Boy, Victory Christian's had some clean looks here the last couple of minutes. Just can't buy a bucket right now. Boyce looked at the 3. He'll spin down the alley, kicks it. Bowden, shot fake, long 2, you betcha.
That's a tough shot there by Bowden, but I like the step in and drilled it. It's a good decision, excellent execution there, and he's able to knock it down.
Perry, oh, no look feed, inside on the reverse, no whistle. Bowden leaking out in transition. Nearly got it to go, and he's heading to the charity stripe.
And that was a great job by Sutherland, not fouling on the previous drive there, and then an excellent outlet pass to get it up ahead to Bowden, who's going to go to the free throw line.
We will take our first timeout with 3:36 left to play in the first. 8-5 ball game. We'll be right back on BayHackleSports.com.
Oh, man. There's nothing I love more than a good trail mix. But a mountain bike trail, not so much. Oh, hey. My pedal. Wonder where the other one is.
From urgent care to your full recovery, Ortho Carolina is there every step of the way.
Good day, though. Good day.
Being local matters. It's why we have local agents whose hometown is your town. And that's why we're proud to have North Carolina in our name. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
It's Bayhackle Sports State Championship game is brought to you by North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance and Ortho Carolina, the better choice. Glad to have you with us at the NCISAA State Championships this weekend. 4 men's games, 4 women's games, all streaming right here on BayHackleSports.com. Kendall Lewis, Reggie Walker. I think what we know right now, Reggie, over 4 and change into this first quarter is that we're in for a good one tonight.
It's going to be up and down. 2 basketball teams that like to get up and down the floor. Super athletic teams looking for easy opportunities early on and guys that can absolutely finish around that rim.
J.D. Bowden at the free throw line, just a junior. Coach Holloway told us his recruiting is really starting to take off. He's their leading scorer and their leader in assist. And the Kings turn it over on the inbound.
Yeah, just couldn't decide exactly where they wanted to go with the basketball. And a very unfortunate turnover, and then United Faith gives it right back.
Smith, the Euro step. Oh, turned back by DeLuca. But Smith gets it back and cleans it up. How quick was Smith off his feet on that second chance?
Second jump is really, really quick out of him. That was well done. Good effort and intensity to go back and get the basketball.
Both these teams have some high flyers, folks. Boyce gives way at the top. Bowden on the roll, finds Boyce again from 3. And DJ Boyce 0 for 3 from downtown to start the game.
That was well read by Bowden, though. They went pick and roll with him and Sutherland. Nice step through there. How about that finish, huh?
Miles Smith, the junior, able to finish through traffic.
That was well done. Little Euro step, and then the reverse.
All square at 9 apiece, folks. There is just under 2.5 minutes in the first quarter. And a whistle, and this one's going against United Faith.
Yeah, they get Logan Johnson on a moving screen kind of situation there, and he's going to come out of the game.
Well, Victory Christian Center, a team that went 14-14 last year. Melvin Rendelman, what an incredible job he's done with this program. 26 wins, looking for that 27th in a state championship in his 3rd year at the helm.
Now that time Will Brown picks up a foul against Xavier Perry. Now this is the second player, because Johnson said the same thing earlier. It's the second time that Perry has been fouled, and the player that got called for the foul looked at the official and said, he's actually grabbing me. So that's something to keep an eye on throughout this ball game. If that is the case, how the officials adjust to it.
That one went through the hands of Marshall, a turnover. Falcons back in transition. Boyce in the paint, gets it to go.
That's a nice cut by Boyce. Come to the basketball, get a quick, easy opportunity, knocks it down.
Bowser thought about the 3. Sizes up Boyce. Long 3 from Whitfield. He's a sniper, folks. Their top 3-point shooter.
I mean, there was absolutely no thought about that. That was all instinct. Catch, rise and fire, and drill it.
DeLuca trying to post up. They couldn't get it to him. Brown kicks it out. Sutherland along 2. Tapped around. Good fight for the rebound, and Smith comes away with it. Here come the Kings. Smith, coast to coast, and a little kiss off the glass.
That's well done by Smith. Nice drive. Gets it up over the top of Sutherland. I was getting ready to say about Sutherland, that last jumper, he's got to make that shot, force them to come out and guard him, and that'll allow for other opportunities to get some backdoor cuts.
That's a whistle and a reach-in foul on Justin Whitfield. He didn't like it. And that's his second. Team second as well. We mentioned Justin Whitfield, the top three-point shooter. That is a kid who's only a sophomore for Victory Christian, but he's been playing varsity basketball since he was an 8th grader.
Yeah, he's absolutely, the experience level, all of that is there.
Falcons basketball, a team that is the number 1 seed in the 1A classification. Victory Christian, the number 2. The chalk held in the bracket for these two teams to meet for the 3rd time this season in the state title. And trying to drive in, Brown gets bumped. And that's going to be team foul number 3 on the Kings.
Keep an eye on Brown, because anytime he's around the basketball or really in the game, there is a possibility for something spectacular to happen. A super athletic kid, plays within the framework of what they're trying to do. An excellent piece to this basketball team.
Bowden very electric for the Falcons. On the floater. Smooth as silk. Tell you what, that first step is so explosive, Reggie, from J.D. Bowden.
Yeah, he looked up and he saw Chom on him, the 6'6" big guy, and he said, I'm going to go by this guy and go get a layup. That's exactly what he was able to do.
And here he is leading the break. Bowden in transition kicks it. Boyce back to Bowden. He thought about it on the step back 3. Spins out, offensive board. No. And the first quarter going to come to a close. Back and forth we go. 14-13. And Victory Christian Center with a 1-point lead. We'll be right back from the 1A State Championship on Bayhackle Sports.
A 988 is the number that can make a difference.
It's a number to use when you need help
and don't know where to turn.
Call, text, or chat 988 day or night.
The number where someone will always be there to talk.
The National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Learn it, know it, share it.
Because you never know when you
or someone you know may need it.
Talk with someone who cares and get to a better place. Call, text, or chat 988 24/7. 988. Let's get through it together.
At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, being local for our customers and their families matter. That's why we're a proud supporter of the NCISAA. Whether it is supporting student athletes or giving back to local communities, North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance is here when you need us. How about a 14-13 ball game after 1 here at the NCISAA 1A State Championship? And you're in for a treat if this is any indication how the next few games of this weekend are going to go.
I'll tell you what, everything's on the table in these games. Big stakes, obviously, with state championships on the line. All of these kids want to deliver.
Well, Kings will have the basketball to start the second quarter.
A little 1-3-1 here from United Faith.
Perry looks inside, he feeds it. Back out to Perry, and this one missed everything. DeLuca the rebound.
That's a nice wrinkle there by Coach Holloway. Out of the timeout, going to a little bit of a zone, a different look defensively, And then right there, Elias Bowser, is that Bowser that picked that one up, I believe? That's just an unnecessary foul 45 feet from the basket.
And Justin Whitfield had the first 2 fouls for Victory Christian Center in the first quarter. Had to take a seat the final minute and change in that first quarter. He's their top 3-point shooter coming in. Bowden sealed off, bounce feed inside. All Sutherland had it poked loose. Quick hands by Smith. Running the floor, Chom, the finish.
That was well done. Nice pass there. Chom is the guy that forced the turnover there from Sutherland and then does an excellent job running the floor, and he finishes.
Bowden the kick out. DeLuca from 3. Tap back, no. And Perry, smallest player on the floor, corrals the rebound. Perry looking inside. Slam packed tonight. Both schools have made the trip from that Charlotte metro area. And Victory Christian Center will reset here. Just over 6.5 to play, second quarter. Smith sealed off by DeLuca. Carlos Marshall, who had a couple of buckets in the first quarter. Number 15 for the Kings. Back in here early, second. Perry. Oh, nice scoop. Off the glass, he gets it to go.
Yeah, ducks underneath with that left hand and able to get it up on the glass quickly. That's well done. That's how you got to make shots in there amongst the big guys.
DeLuca looking for a crease. Kick out, Boyce. Pull up, Jay. Oh, cash money for DJ Boyce.
Boyce is known as a shooter, but I like the fact he didn't hit his first couple of threes. And so what I do like is the fact that when he's unable to hit those, he's willing to step in and take the jump shots.
Got a timeout on the floor here, 18-15. Victory Christian with that 3-point lead here in the second quarter. Everyone goes through tough times. You don't have to do it alone. Dial 988. Talk with someone who cares and get to a better place. Call, text, or chat 988 24/7. That's 988. Let's get through it together. Kendall Lewis, Reggie Walker, and the rest of our Bayhackle Sports crew with you tonight. Again, this is the lone men's game tonight. We'll have 3 men's games tomorrow. Of course, 3 women's games also on BayhackleSports.com. The total of 8 state championship games this weekend on BayhackleSports.com. We're glad to bring them to you. This has been a good one. Couple of lead changes. We were tied at 9 apiece, and here we are, just over 5.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. And Victory Christian with that 3-point advantage. Catch and shoot, Bowser. Off the heel of the rim, DeLuca the rebounds.
Look out.
Brown had it tapped away from behind. Good transition D by Bowser.
Absolutely. You got to knock that ball away and get it out of Brown's hands because he can do some things in the air that you don't really expect from a lot of guys to be able to do.
Bowden will trigger it in for the Falcons of United Faith. I mentioned both these teams out of the Southern Piedmont Cup.
The Kings are doing a really good job throughout this game, forcing the Falcons to start their offense from deep.
Sutherland on the tap back, couldn't get it to go. Second chance. Chom kicks it. Bowser into the paint. Perry thought about it, lost it, and now the Kings will reset. And Bowser just lost the rock. Boyce, coast to coast, Boyce. And out of bounds, they say last touch by the Kings.
And you see this coaching staff, Coach Holloway right there at the end of the bench, That's Tony Knox Jr., one of the assistants of this staff. Check this out. You talk about a coach that really wants it tonight. Not only, obviously, was he a part of the staff last year, they lost in the state championship. Coach Knox went to Ravenscroft High School, which is where we are right now. You think he doesn't want this in front of the home folks? Absolutely he does.
Awesome storyline here at Ravenscroft School. To play on the floor of your alma mater and try to get vengeance. Again, United Faith's motto all year has been unfinished business. They won 31 games last year and were turned away in the state title. Bowden, kick out, Brown from distance. Long rebound, tracked down by Marshall. Numbers for the Kings. And back out top, Bowser feeds it inside Chom. Low post position, Reggie, and he finishes.
Yeah, he got great position right in front of the basket, showed his numbers, and they get it to him. He gets a quick layup. You have to see the floor and take those kinds of opportunities and maximize them.
DeLuca, spin cycle in the lane. Too many steps. He traveled. And a turnover back to the Kings. And that's going to take us to a timeout at the 3:37 mark of the second quarter. 20-15. Victory Christian Center. A 5-point lead. We'll be right back from the 1A state championship. It's 20-15 here in the 1A state championship of the NCISAA. Kendall Lewis, Reggie Walker back with you. Victory Christian Center on top by 5. This matches their largest lead of the ball game so far. Reggie, what do you like what you're seeing from the Kings so far in the first half?
Yeah, defensively, I feel like they're doing an excellent job getting deflections, getting into the passing lanes, and then getting out in transition and giving themselves opportunities for easy early offense before this Falcons defense gets set.
Little full court pressure by the Falcons of United Faith. And the Kings get it across the timeline and into the front court. Xavier Perry's been so good at directing traffic here the first half. This time he'll drive in.
It's going to be a charge.
Offensive foul. You called it, and it's going the other way.
Yeah, it's a great job by Julius Little Jr. Stepped in and took that charge, and you got to feel great for him after everything he's been through the last year, immediately making an impact in this ballgame.
DJ Boyce missed his first 3 shots, but he started to settle in here in this second quarter. Lead feet ahead for Miles Smith. Missed the bunny, but Chom's there to clean it up.
Chom, that 6'6", long arms. He's able to get that putback. He's assuming the miss and continuing to be active.
Bowden slices in through contact. Couldn't finish at the 10. Quick outlet, Smith. Smith, coast to coast, missed the runner. And back the other way. Both these teams so good in transition. You've seen that in the first half so far. Johnson floater, no.
I like the shot. He got where he wanted to, just unable to knock it down. But we are in the end right now.
Sweet drop off, and Bowser absorbs the contact for 2.
That's a nice job by Bowser. Makes the hard step to the front of the rim. plays through the contact and gets a bucket.
This is Logan Johnson. He's only a 10th grader, folks, a guy that Coach Holloway said his recruiting is going to explode this offseason. And Bowden's knocked to the floor. That's going to be team foul number 3 on the Kings. And it's on Elias Bowser, his second. Bowden was a little bit slow to get up, but back on his feet. And a little bit of a gamble here, Reggie. Victory Christian's going back with Justin Whitfield. Remember, he's playing with 2 fouls, still 1:55 to go in the half.
And Bowser's still on the floor as well with those 2 fouls.
DeLuca in the post. Sutherland trying to make the extra pass, but he traveled before that.
Yeah, I think Sutherland's got to be aggressive there and look to go over the top of Chom and dunk the basketball. The type of player and the athleticism that Sutherland has, he's got to be more aggressive to score the basketball there.
With Chom and Sutherland really going at it underneath. Perry sizes up Johnson. Perry slithers into the paint, and a reach-in foul called. And it's going to go against Logan Johnson. And that is, wow, just the first team foul, but Logan Johnson's third.
Yeah, that's tough. He's got to go sit, and we will definitely not see him the rest of this half. You wonder how much he can play early in the third quarter.
The skip ahead to Brown. Out to Boyce. And big rebound by Chom. Whitfield up ahead, Perry, but it was stolen away. Quick hands from Bowden. Bowden changing hands, had it knocked away. Last touch by the Kings.
And Bowden's got that kind of look on his face like he's not, I wouldn't call him frustrated, but he's certainly trying to figure out how they can really get going offensively.
And a substitution for the Falcons. Julian Speedy Evering checks in for United Faith. Brown trapped in the corner. Bowden nowhere to go along the baseline. Oh, skips it out somehow to DeLuca, partially blocked. Evering looking to drop it off and threw it away right to Chom. Smith trying to take off. And this one just sails out of bounds back to the Falcons.
Yeah, I tell you what, I would say on that previous possession with the Falcons, as we saw the missed dunk there, but on the previous possession for the Falcons, I thought they may have overpassed a little bit down inside. It's almost like nobody wants to be the guy to take and make a shot right now. They've got to be more aggressive offensively and look for their own when they have easy opportunities.
Falcons back against the wall here, trailing by 9. They desperately need a bucket right here. Just 26 seconds remaining in the first half. Evering from 3. DeLuca, the offensive board. Back up strong? No. Tapped around, and a third chance for the Falcons. Deep one. Wow, just can't buy a bucket right now. Plenty of opportunities. Evering, no. And the 5th time the charm as United Faith gets it to go.
That's a great job by Evering, continuing to stay after the basketball there. And it gives a quick foul there to keep Perry from getting a shot up. That actually, they had fouls to give, so that actually may work out in their favor in giving that foul there.
1.1 second remaining. You got to think maybe you try to lob this one to Chom close to the rim. Possible catch and shoot. They get it into Whitfield. He's their shooter, and it was on line just short. First half comes to a close. 24-17. Victory Christian Center with a 7-point lead at the break here from the 1A state championship at the NCISAA.
Max has been practicing to be a professional soccer player his whole life.
I think I broke my knee! I think I broke my collarbone! I can do better. Let me take that from the top.
From your first real urgent care visit to full recovery, Ortho Carolina is there every step of the way.
I think I broke my ALC!
It's ACL. He's getting really good.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. We're not just local, we're the best in the nation for the 4th year in a row. Our secret? Treat your car like it's ours and treat you like a friend. Helping you is what we do best.
Ortho Carolina is proud to serve as the official orthopedic care provider of the NCISAA. Ortho Carolina is committed to empowering those who may be impacted by injuries. In partnership with the Hurt mobile app, Ortho Carolina provides free, on-the-go, real-time access to orthopedic specialists 365 days a year. Prepare yourself now for those unexpected moments by downloading the Hurt app. Ortho Carolina, committed to being the better choice. It is halftime here between Victory Christian and United Faith Christian Academy, a 7-point game, 24-17. Kendall Lewis alongside Reggie Walker. Reggie, we saw multiple lead changes in those first 2 quarters. Victory Christian really found their groove late in the second quarter and expanded their lead out to 7 at the break.
Yeah, they were able to get out in transition and get a lot of easy opportunities, a lot of deflections on their end. I also thought there were times where United Faith was kind of overpassing and not aggressively looking to score the basketball, and I think that cost them some opportunities early in that first half in particular. But a well-played half really for both sides on the defensive end of the floor. I thought United Faith was solid defensively. Victory Christian, when they were able to get out in transition, that's when they really, really were able to make plays.
Yeah, you're right. Some costly turnovers to end the second quarter. And that's what the difference is right now, 24-17. Both of these meetings, the first 2 times these 2 teams played single-digit games. We'll talk about that a little bit more right after this on BayHackleSports.com. The NCISAA is proud to celebrate its 50th anniversary throughout the 2023-2024 school year. We thank the thousands of students, coaches, administrators, and supporters that have helped make the NCISAA what it is today, and for continuing to support the association's commitment to integrity, sportsmanship, and fair play. 7-point game between Victory Christian and United Faith Christian, 24-17 here at halftime of the NCISAA 1A state championship game. Kendall Lewis, Reggie Walker. Plenty of highlights, Reggie, to go around for both of these teams. Back and forth first half of play with multiple lead changes.
Yeah, I thought both teams shot the ball decently, a little bit warmer, if you will, for the Kings in terms of some of their shots that they were getting, like those right there, because they were able to get out in transition. But I thought both teams were pretty solid defensively. It was some back and forth action. There were long stretches of continuous play, so not a lot of fouling in this game either, although some guys are in foul trouble.
Miles Smith was really good, a guy that's known as the Kings' top defender, was able to turn defense into offense and get out in transition a few times. And I think if you're United Faith, you got to find a way to get DJ Boyce going from three. He was cold from the outside as a 46% three-point shooter. He did score some couple of floaters inside there in the second quarter. And as you mentioned on our last segment, Reggie, a couple of costly turnovers by the Falcons late in the second quarter really expanded Victory Christian's lead out to 7.
Yeah, absolutely agree. That's exactly what we saw. And then some big shots down the stretch needed to be made. And this is exactly what I meant by some opportunities that were squandered because of a little bit of overpassing.
24-17, low-scoring battle on our Ortho Carolina halftime report. We'll be back with more of the Ortho Carolina halftime report right after these messages on BayHackleSports.com.
Field turf was built on innovation, dating back to our invention of long-piled infield turf, which revolutionized the industry. Today, we offer a series of game-changing fibers, high-performance infills, sport-specific applications, and smart field technology. Field turf. Let's change the game.
Just because you can't be there for her game doesn't mean you can't be there for her.
A Master of Sport Management degree is an emphasis on studying the business side of sport. Western Carolina gives you the education and advantage. We're located in the Business College, which is AACSB accredited. Our business savvy curriculum, taught by nationally recognized professors, can provide the tools that differentiate students from the crowd. Our curriculum provides a solid foundation of theory, but also the application piece that students today are looking for.
Everyone goes through tough times. You don't have to do it alone. Dial 988. Talk with someone who cares and get to a better place. Call, text, or chat 988 24/7. That's 988. Let's get through it together. Kendall Lewis, Reggie Walker back with you at the NCISAA 1A state title game, 24-17. Victory Christian Center on top of United Faith Christian. Here as we get set to begin the second half of play. The third meeting between these two teams. They split in the regular season. They're both a part of the Southern Piedmont Conference. And the rubber match, if you will, happens to be the number 1 seed, United Faith, against the number 2 seed, Victory Christian. The chalk held in this classification, and it's been a good one so far.
Yeah, it's been a really good game. A couple of really, really good coaches as well.
Yep.
Both of these staffs, I think, do an excellent job preparing their teams for moments like this. This will be, I think we're in for a treat. I think this game will come down to the last minute or so, and somebody's going to have to make a big play or get a big stop.
We mentioned it, United Faith Christian Academy made it to the state championship game a year ago. They won 31 games. That was a school record, but they were turned away in this game last year. Coach Holloway said it from the beginning of the season. It's been unfinished business. That's what this motto for this team has been all season long, and they get another shot at it here tonight. Both teams have been so good all season long. For Victory Christian Center, they were 14-14 a year ago. What a job Melvin Rindleman's done as Logan Johnson lays it in right out of the gate.
Yeah, they're able to get the ball to the baseline against that 2-3 zone, and Johnson with the nice hard attack and gets a bucket. And now we get a little bit, well, no, it's actually it's the way they were aligned offensively. It looked like a 2-3 zone because of the way the Kings were aligned, but it's true man-to-man.
Perry, the Skip Smith, trying to dial it up from three, couldn't get it to go.
That's what we've got to see more of from Sutherland as well. Much more range rebounding. He's got to really start to clean the glass up.
Man, Boyce just can't knock it down. Boyce has not hit a three yet in this game. He's made 96 threes coming in to this state championship game tonight.
He can get on a hot streak and hit a bunch. So he's one of those guys. You got to let him keep shooting. As Perry, nice job navigating, probing the defense there, and then hits the little floater.
That's what Coach Rindleman said he does. Puts guys in great positions. Xavier Perry, a senior, attracting a lot of Division II interest right now. DeLuca, catch and shoot from three. You betcha. That's a big-time make from downtown by the Falcons as they pull back within four.
Yeah, they executed their offense very well on that particular possession. The ball continued to move, and they get an open look for DeLuca.
Perry surveys. Gets a screen from Chom. He'll pull it from three, and he connects.
Yeah, Johnson ended up going under the Chom screen. You go under, that is a recipe for Mr. Perry to rise up and drill it, and he did right there.
DeLuca lost the rock momentarily, tap back from Sutherland.
And that's what Sutherland's got to continue to do. He's got to attack the glass really on both ends, but particularly the offensive end as well. Give his team some extra opportunities. And then defensively, he's got to be the guy that gets the rebound and gets them out into transition with a good outlet pass.
Perry sizing up Johnson. Johnson's playing with 3 fouls. Remember, folks. Smith, long on the three, offensive rebound. Whitfield, wow, and the bank is open after hours on Friday night in Raleigh.
8:25, and the bank is open. I'm going to go make a withdrawal out of your account.
8-point lead, and Bowden with the answer on the other end. Every time United Faith needs a bucket, Reggie, J.D. Bowden is there to answer it. Folks, we want to remind you that Wilson is a proud sponsor of the NCISAA Basketball State Championships. 32-26. And Reggie, it's been like this the whole game. United Faith, since the first quarter, just seems like they can't quite get over that 5-6 point hump.
But they're staying in striking distance, and that's the key. You got to give yourself a chance to maybe get there at the end. They understand the moment. They've been here before. They understand the game is a game of runs, and all they need right now, down 6, one spurt, all of a sudden this is a tie ball game, and then you play it out. So they feel real confident right now. And on the other side, if you're Victory Christian, you feel pretty good about the way you're playing and the fact that you have a lead, but you're also thinking, how can we go ahead and get our spurt to push this thing to 11 or 12 or even 15 and try to put this basketball team away on the other side of the floor?
And if you're Darian Holloway, the head coach for United Faith Christian, you got to be happy your team is within striking distance. They haven't necessarily shot the ball well from three, something they've done extremely well all season long.
At the end of the day, this thing's going to come down to who can put together 3 stops in a row down the stretch, as Sutherland right there is able to get a deflection and force the turnover.
United Faith Christian trying to make it back-to-back buckets, going back before the timeout, trailing by 6. Just over 4.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Bowden finds Johnson in the corner. DeLuca, offensive board, back up for 2.
Look at DeLuca, range rebound that basketball. He had to reach out and grab that. Found a way to grab it and then scored quickly. He's had a really good start to this second half. He's huge already.
Perry, little stutter step, trying to step back and create space. Whitfield just hit a 3 a couple of moments ago. Looking to feed it inside. Chom's got low post position. They couldn't get it to him. And instead, Perry will back it away. Perry trying to wrap around, and it's a turnover. Into the hands of Boyce. Bowden up the floor in transition, lays it home.
Yeah, he tried to wrap it around Sutherland and couldn't quite do it. And Bowden comes right back.
Perry, acrobatic finish.
Over Sutherland as well, used the rim to his advantage.
Johnson rejected. Whitfield, 2-on-2, drops it off. Chom made a nice move. Couldn't finish it off glass.
I thought Chom should have just went straight up there. Made it a little more difficult by trying to go to the other side of the rim.
Bowden picked up his dribble, nowhere to go. And a whistle and a timeout by Darian Holloway and United Faith. We're going to take it as well with 3:13 left to go in the third quarter. 34-30. It's a good one in the NCISAA 1A state championship. Don't miss your chance to customize and purchase official NCISAA state championship merchandise by visiting the basketball page on NCISAA.org. Northwest Designs is the official merchandise partner of the NCISAA. And there's a look at the hardware that these two teams are playing for tonight in the 1A state championship. And it's a good one right now. Victory Christian Center leading 34-30. Kendall Lewis, Reggie Walker here with you on BayHackleSports.com. And United Faith has the basketball with 3:13 left to play in the third quarter. Great work by a production crew. Brady Pugh, our producer. DeLuca trying to go to work on Bowser. Finds Sutherland. Bucket and the foul.
He's got to be a guy that creates energy with plays like that. That's an excellent job, DeLuca, working, trying to find something, find a solution, and Sutherland, the hard dive to the rim, and finishes through the contact with an opportunity now for a three-point play.
Isaiah Sutherland, a Winston-Salem State signee. He's going to play in the CIAA. quality Division II program, and Coach Holloway told us, Reggie, that he had plenty of Division I offers, but really struck up a great relationship with the Winston-Salem State staff.
Yeah, you add that to the fact that his teammate from last year at United Faith, Lance Gill, is also at Winston-Salem State. Those two guys are really, really close. That makes it a lot easier to get a guy like Sutherland to say yes to the Rams.
United Faith can tie or take the lead here. Sutherland trying to no-look feed to DeLuca. Pass was intercepted by Bowser, and then a reach-in foul from behind in transition.
Yeah, I thought Sutherland maybe overpassed on that particular situation. Where he caught that basketball before he makes that pass, he can just turn around and shoot right over that left shoulder and get a bucket there with his ability.
Just over 2 minutes left to play, third quarter.
Well, both of these teams make everything difficult on the defensive end of the floor, don't they? They make your life miserable trying to score the basketball.
Bowden poked it loose. Whitfield gets it back for the Kings. And Justin Whitfield has been hampered with foul trouble this entire game. Controls the rock right now for Victory Christian. Whitfield slithers in the paint. Can't get it to go, and the rebound snatched in by Sutherland.
That was an excellent defensive possession, particularly by the guards of the Falcons, staying in front of the quickness of the guards from the Kings.
A little scoop off the window.
Well, he was ready to get the ball to Sutherland there, but the defender didn't show up, so he was able to lay it off the glass. And don't look now, we got a tie ball game.
Bowden with the equalizer. All square at 34, as Reggie just mentioned. Perry. And he's fouled from behind by Bowden. Team foul number 2 on the Falcons here in the third.
Oh, that's a tough one. Johnson's going to go to the bench. I think he's done an excellent job playing through with the 3 fouls here in this third quarter. So I think we probably won't see him again until the beginning of the fourth quarter. That's a great job by him playing under control and not picking up that 4th foul.
DeLuca takes it away. And then DeLuca, he's fouled by Smith.
Smith doesn't like the call. By the time the official made the call, Smith had disengaged, but he fouled DeLuca sooner than that. The whistle just came a little bit later. I think he thought he had gotten away with it there.
United Faith can retake the lead since back in the first, which would be their first lead since back in the first quarter. DeLuca trying to spin on Whitfield. They got tangled up inside, and Whitfield is called for the foul, and that's number 3 on Justin Whitfield.
DeLuca's been huge in this third quarter. He's been really the guy that's made all the plays, been involved in everything good for this Falcons team here in this third quarter. He's been excellent.
Coach Rendelman is going to leave Whitfield on the floor here with 51 seconds remaining in the third.
A little bit of a 2-3 zone here for the Kings.
And Coach Rendelman said, we will show some zone, but it's an active zone. Sutherland! Wow! Up top for the flush.
That's what I'm talking about. This guy can detonate. Throw the ball into him in the post and get him going. He gets an opportunity right there, and all of a sudden, the Falcons faithful is fired up.
You said it, detonate, and that's exactly what Sutherland did right there.
Big fella, catch it and take everybody that wants to get in your way. They got to go in the basket with the ball, because nobody's going to deny the big fella when he's focused and determined to finish aggressively like right there.
Folks, we want to remind you again that tonight's broadcast of the NCISAA 1A Basketball State Championship is brought to you by North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance and by Ortho Carolina, the better choice. All of a sudden, a little life in the building after the Isaiah Sutherland flush.
Yeah, it gives them the lead. We're late into this one late in the third quarter, heading to the fourth quarter. That is a big-time play that they needed in that moment.
What a ball game so far. United Faith has retaken the lead at 36-34. Mentioned both these teams have made that trip from the Charlotte metro area. Part of the same conference, the top two seeds in the 1A classification. We alluded to it earlier in the broadcast, the chalk held in this classification. Perry steps back, gives it up to Smith. Contested jumper off the mark, and Bowden, a big rebound for the Falcons with 15 seconds.
Great contest there by DeLuca. Did not foul, but made that a very difficult shot.
Falcons going to play for the last shot. DeLuca in the paint, turned back. DeLuca with 2 seconds. Boyce just got it off in time, and he hits it. His first make from three, and it couldn't have come in a bigger moment.
Great job by Sutherland kicking that ball out, understanding his shooter and the clock. That's a big bucket to end the third quarter.
39-34, what a turn of the tables. We'll be back with a fourth from the state championships of the NCISAA.
Oh, man. There's nothing I love more than a good trail mix. But a mountain bike trail, not so much. Oh, hey. My pedal. Wonder where the other one is.
From urgent care to your full recovery, Ortho Carolina is there every step of the way.
Good day, though. Good day.
Being local matters. It's why we have local agents whose hometown is your town. And that's why we're proud to have North Carolina in our name. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
We welcome you back to start the fourth quarter here at the NCISAA 1A state championship game. United Faith, a 39-34 lead. Kendall Lewis, Reggie Walker here with you.
A block there by Sutherland. The Falcons on a 13-2 run to end that third quarter.
Kick out. Bowser can't knock it down, and J.D. Bowden just skies for the rebound.
That's a big rebound from your point guard, coming and helping those big guys inside to get that possession.
That was one thing that Coach Holloway said. He said, we have really good rebounding guards on this team. Evering, the drop-off. DeLuca trying to make the extra pass. Chum deflected it out of play. He thought it went off of a Falcon, but it's going to stay on this end.
Yeah, that's a nice decision. Good look there by DeLuca. Just a touch late in getting that pass over there to Sutherland, and it got deflected.
Boyce, opposite corner for three. Long, Bowden a rebound. Sutherland goes up and gets fouled.
How about Bowden's rebounding here in this fourth quarter? First the defensive end, and then this one on the offensive end. That was very, very well done. Great timing on that. Gets his big guy to the free throw line.
And Isaiah Sutherland, a guy that we told you is a Winston-Salem State signee, is back to the free throw line again for the Falcons. Coach Holloway told us, Reggie, that he had to step into a leadership role this year as a senior. Remember, they won 31 games last year and lost some guys off that team. So it's certainly been a challenge to get back to this point and try to cap off a state title. 6-point game. What do you want to see on this possession from the Kings?
Yeah, I think Perry's got to find a way to get something easy for himself or some others.
And Smith drives in. There's a whistle and a foul, I believe, on the floor.
Yeah, they're going to get Speedy Evering.
And that'll be the first team foul against the Falcons.
And here comes Johnson back in the game. So very well done. You got to give a lot of credit to Johnson through that third quarter, not picking up that fourth foul. And then Coach Holloway kind of manipulating the clock there, using late third quarter, early fourth quarter to steal some minutes. So a long break for Johnson, but not as much time off the clock as DeLuca creates a turnover.
Wow, just rips it away, and then Perry gets charged with a foul. He thought he was falling to the ground, thought he was knocked to the ground, but there's a whistle and a foul, and it's the second team foul on the Kings.
Tell you what, DeLuca has been huge in this second half. He's been so many different things, right? Defensively, with deflections, rebounding the basketball, making plays for others, scoring himself. He's been excellent in this second half.
We've got our work cut out trying to find out who the Farm Bureau player of the game is going to be in this one.
Tell you what, Farm Bureau might need 2 or 3 of them.
6-point lead for the Falcons. Johnson slashes, drops it off. Sutherland looking to pin it down again. Back to Bowden, and he sticks it in for 2.
I'll tell you what, if Sutherland would have dunked that basketball, this place would have erupted.
Smith on the other end had it blocked out of his hands.
How about Bowden on the offensive glass in this third and fourth quarter? He's been really, really good. As you see again there, Boyce with the deflection.
Smith, floater. Tap back, yes. What a tip in by the freshman Carlos Marshall.
Yeah, very well done by Marshall. He is absolutely relentless on that offensive glass, and another one right there. And he and Sutherland are going at each other down there in the post.
Boyce sets his feet. United Faith a 6-point lead, eating some of this clock with just over 5.5 to play. Bowden trying to drop it off. And DeLuca, good hustle, gets it back.
How about DeLuca coming up with that basketball?
Bowden surveys the floor. There's been a good minute that's gone off the clock on this possession already.
And offensively, the Falcons, as Sutherland ends up turning the basketball over there, but the actions, they had a lot going on offensively on that possession. Great action, just unable to execute to get the quality shot that they wanted. And this is where right now, if you're Coach Rendelman and the Kings, you've got to execute on this end of the floor and get a high-quality shot.
This one goes right back into the hands of Marshall, and he slices in to draw the foul. Wow,
pressure on the defense there. Tell you what, Sutherland thought he got out of the way. He thought he had verticality there. Instead, it'll be 2 for Marshall.
Some of the biggest free throws that Marshall has had in his life right here with a 1A state championship, 4:53 left to play. Just an ultra-talented freshman, goes 1 of 2 that trip, and we've got a 5-point game. Logan Johnson with a basketball for the Falcons.
I like that they're getting Bowden off the ball and allowing him to be a finisher instead of the initiator.
Johnson trying it from the corner, no. Sutherland back up, he couldn't finish the bunny. And the Kings collect the rebound along the baseline.
Sutherland got to use the backboard there. Just put that one softly off the glass and you'll have 2.
Chom, the reverse, window work.
That's a good find and an even better finish there by Chom. Understanding that there were deterrents at the rim, goes to the other side and gets 2.
Abubakar Chom has been huge in this second half for Victory Christian Center. DeLuca, good take, and Chom pulls in the rebound. Big possession here. Perry.
Offensive.
And this is a push-off going the other way.
His coach cannot believe it, but from our vantage point where we are, I saw that right away. That's an absolute correct call. He tried to clear out with that left arm and then go up. That's the right call there by the officials.
We get a timeout with 3:52, 42-39. Who's going to win the NCISAA 1A state championship? We'll have the remainder of the game right after these messages.
Max has been practicing to be a professional soccer player his whole life.
I think I broke my knee! I think I broke my collarbone! I can do better. Let me take that from the top.
From your first real urgent care visit to full recovery, Ortho Carolina is there every step of the way.
I think I broke my ALC!
It's ACL. He's getting really good.
42-39, United Faith with a 3-point lead with 3:52 left to go in the fourth quarter. Here's a look at the 1A state championship bracket. You see United Faith took down Crossroads Christian, and Victory Christian Center took down Northside. They were the 1A state champions from a year ago, and these two teams, the 1 and 2 seeds, meet for the third time because they're in the same conference. And what a ball game. It's been a defensive battle from both teams, and it all comes down to these final 3:52 to crown a champion.
High-level basketball, and the key down the stretch, execution on offense and creating stops on the defensive end of the floor.
Boys from way downtown. Long rebound, loose on the floor. Chom dives for it. Still loose. And a jump ball. Possession arrow is going to keep it on this end with the Falcons.
How about the fact that Marshall got on the floor, Chom got on the floor, Sutherland got on the floor, amongst others. But I mentioned those three specifically. They're all 6'5 plus, and they got down on the floor to go get that basketball. That's a long way down for those big guys.
Our bodies hitting the deck all over. This is what high school basketball is all about, folks. You think about all the work that's been put in from these two programs, and it all comes down to this. Multiple lead changes. Victory Christian Center led the majority of the first half. And since the latter part of the third, early fourth, United Faith has had the lead, trying to hang on for a state championship.
See, I like that DeLuca is the guy working that pick and roll with Bowden because he can be a playmaker or a scorer.
Bowser in transition on the Euro step and finish.
Yeah, not only the Euro step, but through the contact as well, and is able to get it up off the glass for two. Again, high screen and roll, though. Use DeLuca and then allow him to facilitate if need be.
Listen to this crowd, folks. Everyone starting to get up on their feet. 2:50 left to play. Bowden surveys the floor. Bowden looking to drive. Bowden hangs. Oh, off the glass. Smooth as silk. J.D. Bowden, the junior. And saved back in by Smith after it was poked out of his hands. And now the Falcons a 3-point lead and the basketball.
And again, they're going to let Bowden operate and see if he can create something and then use DeLuca as a secondary guy to be a playmaker.
Little give and go. Back to DeLuca. He had it turned away. Chom up the floor. Whitfield pulls it from distance. Oh, my goodness. Justin Whitfield, the sophomore.
That is supreme confidence. You got numbers in the break, and you take a pull-up three. That's one of those shots. You got to make it, and his confidence allows him to step into it and drill it.
And a timeout with 1:44 left to play. And it's getting loud in here, folks. Tied at 44. We're going to keep it right here from the Ravenscroft School and take a second look at Whitfield.
No conscience on it. Instinctively, he knows he can dial long distance, as you saw him make the motion there. And that call is connected.
This game's been back and forth as you get a look at that bracket. And it's just interesting that the chalk held for these two teams to play. And you look at what we've got to work with now, a tie game at 44 apiece with 1:44 left to play. And we call it the rubber match at the start of this broadcast because you look at the first two meetings with these two teams, they were both decided by single digits. And just fitting that they would meet again. They just met a couple of weeks ago, back on the 9th. United Faith fell short 77-74 to Victory Christian Center. They won the first meeting, though, 64-59. Just to show you that both meetings have been decided by a combined 8 points between these two teams.
And it also strikes me that this one's the lowest scoring of them all because they know each other really, really well.
Boy, great job by both coaches tonight as well. This has been like a chess match. Falcons with a basketball with 1:43 left to play. Kendall Lewis, Reggie Walker here with you for the finish on Bayhackle Sports. Bowden's been such a good facilitator tonight. Had it poked out of his hands.
I thought he got fouled there by Whitfield.
Lots of contact, and instead it's a jump ball. My goodness. Victory Christian has the possession arrow.
That's a great job defensively by Victory Christian. And then Bowden goes to go get the basketball. He's able to pick it up. And his coach Holloway's looking for a foul there. He felt like Bowden got ran into after he collected the basketball in the backcourt.
1:25 left to play. Well, Reggie, if you're the Kings here, no shot clock obviously in high school basketball with 1:25. Victory Christian Center could ultimately hold it down for the last shot here. We just had a game last Friday night right here on BayhackleSports.com where Mooresville did that very thing to Lake Norman. Over a minute they held it and won on the final shot. Chom's going to put it up here. Tap out to Perry. Floater bouncing around. Top spin, yes. And wait a minute. Wow. Did they just get Perry with a foul?
I'm not quite sure what the call was here. I think they're getting Chom for an offensive foul, trying to get to the rebound, loose ball foul, I should say, trying to get to the rebound, but the basket's still going to count.
Yeah, it was after the basket, so the basket is good. How about that top spin? The rim kind of Xavier Perry on the floater.
And Perry has to go right back to the bench because of the foul difficulty. Comes in, obviously makes a play right there. That's big time.
58 seconds left. Victory Christian Center leading by 2. And J.D. Bowden with the basketball. Bowden pulls up on the jumper. No. Sutherland trying to corral the rebound. DeLuca had it. It was knocked out of his hands. And then Whitfield gets knocked to the floor and a foul. Take a second look.
I thought DeLuca got hit right there before that, and then obviously the foul there. Been a physical basketball game, and that's another example on that last possession.
That was the third team foul on United Faith. Again, 37.6 ticks left. And a timeout. Victory Christian wants to talk about things here.
Yeah, and this is about what they want to do with this 37.6, how they want to handle the clock. Are they going to execute something here offensively and look to be aggressive? Are they going to take their time and see what shows up? It's a very, very good timeout right here by Coach Rindelman.
Get a look inside of the Falcons huddle. Here these timeout with 37.6 seconds remaining, and the NCISAA 1A state championship is on the line. And Victory Christian Center, the 2-point lead. They have the basketball. Can United Faith force a turnover here and possibly tie this or win it? Smith struggling to get it in. Finds Perry. He stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, he slid, and that right foot went out of bounds. He's looking around. He's saying he got pushed in the back. But the turnover nonetheless, that is huge for United Faith.
36.7 seconds. What do you do right here, Reggie?
I think, again, you got to get the ball to Bowden and allow him to go to work.
Dangerous pass and a steal by Whitfield.
Well, they've been doing that all game. They've been sending the ball back into the backcourt to Bowden the entire game, and that time Whitfield jumped it.
Wow. Justin Whitfield, how big has he been in the fourth quarter? A guy that was hampered with foul trouble in the first half.
That's understanding the scouting report and paying attention to what has happened to you throughout this ball game. They had been going to the backcourt in those sideline out of bounds situations to get the ball to Bowden the entire game. And because of that, eventually Whitfield chose a moment to try to go get one, and he got it.
Xavier Perry at the charity stripe with 29.8 seconds left. This is the guy that they wanted at the free throw line. Strips it on the first. And the senior has been clutch his entire career for Melvin Rindelman. Missed the second one. Bowden the rebound.
It's still a one-possession game. That's a big miss. And then Bowden turns it over. Wow.
Wow, just lost control of it. They call the double dribble.
He tried to make a pass. He tried to pick it up to pass the basketball. And when he did, he kind of lost it.
Coach Holloway trying to get a late substitution in, was trying to get Julian Evering in. No, a steal. Sutherland, the kick out. Boyce for the tie. In and out. Smith the rebound. Whitfield and the Kings trying to play keep away.
I think Whitfield just got away with a travel there as well. Boyce got the shot he wanted. Great job by Sutherland to get the steal and make the pass. Just unable to get that shot to go. You just got to feel for Boyce right now. As good a shooter as he is, I'm sure he felt like he had just tied this basketball game up.
He had a big one to end the third quarter that gave United Faith a 5-point lead at that point of the ball game. And now Whitfield at the line could virtually ice it, but he misses front iron on the first. Makes the second. It's a 4-point game. 13 seconds left. Falcons got to go in a hurry. Bowden for three. No. Johnson the rebound. Back up. It won't go. Chum the rebound. Out ahead to Smith. And the Kings are state champions.
Wow. It looked like they were going to fall apart. But then at the end, they come back and close it out. And you got to give a ton of credit to Justin Whitfield. He was huge down the stretch. And to me, he's going to be our Farm Bureau player of the game.
A guy that was hampered with foul trouble in the first half. comes in and comes up in some clutch moments in the second half. Victory Christian Center, 1A state champions of the NCISAA. What a job by Melvin Rendelman, a guy that won just a program that won just 14 games from a year ago. Just his third year at the helm, wins a state championship, and they cap the season off with their 27th win of the season. And none sweeter than this right here.
What a ball game by this team, and you see it right there. Our Farm Bureau Insurance player of the game is none other than Justin Whitfield. The timely steal down the stretch, the big three in transition as well. He was absolutely excellent down the stretch of this basketball game. He was big early, hitting some big shots, and then late he came up huge.
Justin Whitfield, only a sophomore, but that's a kid that we mentioned early on that had been playing varsity basketball at Victory Christian Center since he was an 8th grader for head coach Melvin Rendelman. He's had him all 3 years that he's been the head coach, and the Kings win the state championship. What a moment for that program and that school, and you got to give United Faith tons of credit. This was a back-and-forth game, Reggie, and they had a tremendous season as well.
Yeah, they did, but unfortunately the same result as last year, get to the ultimate game for the ultimate prize and unable to close it out. That's got to be gut-wrenching for those kids and that coaching staff. They left everything out here on the floor tonight, but I'll tell you what, you got to give a ton of credit to Coach Rendelman and the Victory Christian staff.
Once again, our final score, 48-44. Victory Christian Center wins the NCISAA 1A state championship. We'll be back with 2A, 3A, and 4A state championships tomorrow, right here on BayHackleSports.com.